going to do an insight video today. I haven't done one for a few weeks because one, I've been off sort of like work on sort of like holiday or shutdown, but I've also sort of like just got over COVID. I've just got COVID over the last like week or so, so I've not been feeling up to it. However, again, we're going to start like the new year with sort of like transformation, transmutation. We've been talking about a lot of this. We've been talking about like the alignment of like the eternal self. This is still something that's very relevant, that is very needed at the moment on this time. The eternal self is being connected to source energy, source light creation, and being connected to manifestation and soul sort of expression, and it connects to your higher self and also connects to source light creation. Very much as we start to move through this period, it's all about higher vibrations, higher frequencies. And again, this is about opening the gateways and the portals to the universal source, but also source light creation, the eternal self, and it connects to sort of like the vibrations of oneness vibrations. I've been talking about like oneness vibrations probably for the last few months, and it's still very relevant as we move through in this time. Everything's about higher vibrations, higher frequencies, and that's about being more spiritually aware, more spiritually conscious, and more spiritually expressing ourselves through source light creation. And it's very much around this at this time. The higher vibrations, you can feel them coming into your sort of like vibration, your frequency. And the oneness vibration is very much the expression of these higher vibrations, this higher consciousness, and this higher vibrations and frequencies. And what the oneness vibration does, it connects us to all dimensions, all realms, and all realities. And what happens from this is then it starts to open us up once again to be part of this, the oneness vibration, the oneness frequency, where we start to become these open channels. And this is why I was talking about gateways and portals, because in that sense, when you talk about like Serapis Bay, it's very much around sort of ascension, and the Ascended Master talks about ascension. It talks about the gateways, the pyramids. It talks about like this opening again to this higher frequencies, higher vibrations, and this is what is happening for many of us at the moment as we start to come online with our soul qualities and our soul expressions. And what we start to do is we start to open up then to our higher selves, and then we start to open up to the oneness vibration, the oneness frequency, then which directly connects us to source light creation. And through this sort of like union, what it brings is like we start to open up to these higher vibrations, and what happens is then we can start to manifest and create directly from the source, directly from source light creation. And what that does is then source light creation is the expression of all manifestation, of all creation. And then what that does is it connects us directly then to all realities, all dimensions, and all beings. So it opens us up again to be in this oneness vibration, this oneness frequency. So once again, we're harmonizing and we're vibrating and we're connecting, and we're open to the infinite beings of light and energy that are here working with us to bring the expression, the higher vision to this planet. And this is what this time's about, and this is why a lot of us are feeling this shift as we move through, especially like through Christmas. Through Christmas, what was happening for many of us is it was like a release and a cleansing, and it's like a rebirth in a sense. But when you talk about rebirth, we're talking about sort of transmutation, again going through these different states of being to these different states of consciousness, different states of awareness, and different states of vibration and frequency. And again, all of this is part of the oneness vibration, but it all comes straight from source light creation. And this is what's going on for many of us at the moment. We're expanding, we're vibrating on a different frequency, a different vibration, and it's about us trying to remain on that highest vibration, that highest frequency. And this happens only through the eternal moment. And the eternal moment is this this space, this vibration, this frequency, where we're directly connected to the source light creation. And what it does is it allows us to create and manifest from source and from the oneness vibration. And this is why it's important that we enter and we step into that eternal moment, because the eternal moment is one vibration, one frequency of light and energy. but it's not connected to time. It's not connected to space in that sense. It's just this vibration, this frequency, and what it brings is it brings this ability to release. It brings this ability to dissolve, and it brings this ability to once again create in the moment, creating a spiritual vibration, a spiritual frequency. It removes fear, removes doubt, and it brings security, and it brings union. And this is what this time's about, and this is what many of us are moving into and stepping into. I'm also seeing like a turquoisey energy as I start to connect into this, and turquoise is always about mysticism, magic and creation, but it's also about protection. So it's sort of like it's telling me in this moment that turquoise is bringing through this kind of spiritual protection, where it's coming around our energy, and it's connecting us into this sort of like frequency where we're secure, and it's sort of like secure to make those steps, to move forward, to create something new, but also to remain connected, and also grounded in that eternal moment. And ground is not really the right word, actually. It's to remain connected and unified with that eternal moment, because it's bringing a new vibration, a new frequency that's needed. As I start to connect into that, I feel my whole body starts to vibrate, and it starts to align, and it starts to the frequency is very much around space, but not space in the sense of like I'm talking about space. It's talking about space in the sense of the infinite sort of ability for infinite opportunities, infinite sort of vibration, the infinite frequencies. And it's very much sort of like in this moment, in this time, and it's about us opening up, and it's opening up in that space and being in that eternal moment, because that eternal moment is our direct link to source light creation, which is the vibration, the frequency of all creation, of all sort of reality, of all consciousness. And this is what this time's about, and this is where we're shifting and we're moving, and we're starting to move past the limitations of the 3D reality into the 4th, 5th, and 6th, which people are talking about. 6th is sort of like talking about the 6th dimension is like the direct sort of link straight into creation, and the creative and the source energy, and this is the shift that's going on for many of us at the moment. We're all moving through these energy vibrations, any frequencies, and we're all moving through at different times and space. We're moving through at different times depending on your level of awareness and your vibration and your frequency. But also, everything comes down to like source light creation, and everything comes down to the oneness vibration, and it all comes down to creation and manifestation, and that happens through what we're creating. Through our vibration, our frequency is what creates our reality. And again, this comes down to the universal law of correspondence. It very much connects to the universal law of oneness, the universal law of vibration and frequency, but it also connects to the universal law of rhythm. And the universal law of rhythm is going to be playing out more and more as we move through this year. The universal law of rhythm is collective growth, collective sort of evolution, collective spiritual evolution, and it's very much around sort of the more we become collectively or more we become linked and unified with the oneness vibration and source light creation, the more we become open to the collective consciousness of the collective beings that are working with us. You've got angels, you've got masters, you've got other beings, you know, they've been talking about Atlantis, they've been talking about Lemuria, they're talking about Lyra, they're talking about Andromeda. All of these are new vibrations that are coming down and that are working with us. And it's very much, this is what this time's about. It's about shifting through and moving through and transmutating again. Transmutation is a brilliant word because it's different states of consciousness. It very much connects to vibration, frequency, and light, and it also connects to sort of like source light creation and the oneness vibration. But transmutation is going through different states of being, and this is what happens when people talk about sort of moving over, or when we leave this physical form. We transmutate, and what happens is we shift depending on our level of consciousness and our frequency. It creates our reality, even in what you call is like you know, the next dimension or the next world or the spirit world or whatever you want to call it. that is transmutation. It's shifts and changes depending on our level of frequency and our level of light. And this is how the infinite realms work. And this is how it works on the human plane as well. Because the human plane is not separate from the infinite realms. The infinite realms are directly connected to the human plane. And this planet at this time, and this is why we're going through this ascension process, and this is why we're going through, and we're coming back into oneness, and we're coming back into the eternal moment, and all these spiritual wisdom that's been given to us. It's been given for a reason, so we can start to shift and change and move past these vibrations, these frequencies that for a long time have limited the consciousness of the planet, and limited the frequencies and the vibrations that have allowed us to create and manifest on a higher frequency, which is what's happening now. And this is what's happening for the whole planet and for each of us. And this is why the eternal moment is so important as well, because when you're in the eternal moment, you're creating directly from source light creation, and you're receiving directly from the oneness vibration, which opens you up to the infinite realms of dimensions of light and frequency and consciousness of the collective, the many collectives that are working with us at the moment. And this is what this time's about, and this is why it's important to remain high within your frequency and remain in the eternal moment, because it brings a higher frequency. It allows you to create and manifest at will. And this is part of the sixth dimensional reality, which is the direct connection to source energy of manifestation and creation. And this is what's coming for many of us at the moment, as we start to remain in our spiritual frequency and our spiritual ascendancy, as we ascend and we start to open up. And then what we start to do then is we start to anchor in these new vibrations, these frequencies, as we become these open and infinite channels that directly connect to source energy and source light energy and creation and manifestation. Then we also connect to the oneness vibration. We access our higher selves, and then we express them and anchor that energy and anchor that infinite collective energy within our source vibration, and then we express it on the planet to help shift the consciousness of the planet, help shift the vibration of the planet, so it can start to manifest and create, and once again be aligned with the infinite realities and the infinite dimensions, which is what's needed. And that's the insight for today.